Hi, my name is Kaylin So, and I'm the co-founder and executive director of Project Make a Statement. So I'll be facilitating and hosting the webinars for the next 3 days. So today's webinar will be elevator pitches with Precious Williams as our guest speaker. So first, we will be going over introductions from both Make a Statement and Breaking Barriers. We have Rakaya Angelis with us, who is the founder of Breaking Barriers in Tech, have a lecture with our guest speaker, Precious Williams, and a 10-minute Q&A session at the very end. In the chat box, you will see that there's a Q&A submission option as well. So you can ask questions at any time during this webinar, and you can either submit them anonymously or not. I'll be filtering them out and asking them to Precious during our session at the end. Thank you for attending, and we're super excited to host this webinar. Thank you. So now we'll be having Emily introduce our Make a Statement organization.
Hi guys, my name is Emily Han and I'm the co-founder of Project Make a Statement along with Kaylin. So Project Make a Statement is a worldwide nonprofit that aims to educate youth and international students about public speaking and speech and debate. And we founded this worldwide nonprofit due to our own passion for speech and debate. We also reached 25 states and 14 countries as of now, and we're really excited that you can join us today with our elevator pitch webinar. And also, we created an international partnership with the UK and China. And there are a few ways if you want to get involved with our organization. We have an ongoing merch fundraiser. Also, you can sign up for our email list so you can get notification if we have any future workshops. Also, you can follow us on Instagram, and we'll also be having a sticker fundraising coming soon, which we haven't announced yet. So definitely follow us on Instagram if you want to see more content from us. But yeah, now I'm going to let Rakaya, who is the founder of Breaking Barriers in Tech, to talk a little bit more about her organization.
So good morning, everybody, or good afternoon to some people. My name is Rakaya Angelis. Like they said before, I'm the founder of Barriers, and what we do is basically we're a group that actively pushes the status quo by blazing the path to breaking universal barriers. Some ways that we do that is through providing resources such as, hackathon, virtual events. We show like different internship opportunities as well as how to get a job. We obviously, partner with different groups such as, Make a Statement to put on events like these. And we very much focus on interpersonal skills as well as networking and building your network so that when you do come to a time where you need an internship or a job, you do have people to reach out to. So I really love what we're doing here. Really teaching you guys how to, kill it in the game. So here's our different ways to get involved. I'll also send in our Linktree link so that it's all on one concise, like you could just press it and then join. I'm going to send it in the chat right now, but that's it for now. I'll talk to you later. And also we're hosting the entire 3 days with them. So you'll continue to see me or another colleague.
Great, thank you, Rakaya. So now we'll be having Precious Williams, our guest speaker, give us her lecture. Thank you.
Hey, everybody. It's your girl, Precious Williams, and I'm the oldest woman in this room. I can definitely see about that. So what we're going to go over today is Perfect Pitch 101, the basics. And as you all know, as young people, you need to have a pitch, whether you're going in for an interview, whether you are creating the newest business and you want to pitch for investors, or what should you be saying at events to get people to really pay attention to you and for you to stand out in a crowded marketplace. That is what we're going to go over today with the Perfect Pitch 101, the basics. Again, my name is Precious Williams, proud founder and CEO of Perfect Pitches by Precious. I play no games, and I'm here to help you slay all competition. Next slide, please. So what is Perfect Pitches by Precious? It is my company that helps young people. It helps corporate executives, nonprofits, women speakers, and entrepreneurs really figure out how to clearly and concisely pitch themselves for money, for media attention, for what should they be saying at networking events. And also, if you want to become a speaker, how do you become hashtag booked and busy today? You must have the perfect pitch. So what we focus on is confidence building, pitch, presentation, and public speaking skills. And as you can tell, I'm a chocolate drop. I'm from the inner city of St. Louis, Missouri. I have a law degree, So yes, I was an attorney in the great state of New York, and I also have an English degree from Spelman College. So I'm not new to this, I'm true to this. And this is me holding court. As you can tell, my hair is always changing. We like to switch it up all the time, and that's what you should be doing in pitching too, is really testing different pitches in certain environments. So we teach you how to blend your story, how to become transparent, and how to really attract the right people to you. And especially being younger, you want to have the right people on your team. I'll show you how to pitch your way to that right now. Next slide. So why should you listen to me? Why should you listen to a 41-year-old woman? I used to be your age a long time ago. I used to be. And I was bad then too. I started speaking at 16 years old in St. Louis, Missouri, where I'm from. I became a world-class master communicator, a 13-time national elevator pitch champion. I've been on shows like Shark Tank in season 8 in 2016, CNN, Wall Street Journal. My first book was reviewed by Forbes magazine. You know, Forbes that certified Kylie Jenner as the first youngest billionaire. Yeah, that publication ranked me as the top pitch master. And I'm the killer pitch master because I help you slay all competition. Been on Fox Business News, been in movies, documentaries. So that's why you should listen to me. I'm not someone who hasn't done this. I'm going to show you how to do it. Next slide. So you may be wondering to yourself, okay, if you watch Shark Tank, or if you watch any of these shows, what is an elevator pitch? And if some of you want to raise your hands or type in the comments, I want this to be interactive to a point, you know, and I can't see you, but I want you to feel engaged in this. I'm very funny. So what is an elevator pitch? Well, to me, an elevator pitch is a short, brief way of introducing yourself, giving someone a tasty morsel, not the whole pie, but a tasty morsel to make them want to take a meeting with you, want to have you in an interview, or what to say to get them to take interest in you. You know, as we all grow older, you really want to stand out. There are a lot of people who want to fit in. I'm not someone who wants to fit in. In fact, you can tell I'm wearing pink and purple at the same time. I lie. This is what we do. So how long does your elevator pitch need to be? It could be between 30 and 60 seconds, sometimes up to 90 seconds. As you already heard, I'm a 13-time national champion. I've won competitions in 23 seconds and in 57 seconds. So think about that. Do you want to be in pitch competitions where you can win $10,000 just like that? Have investors calling you up like that? So yeah, I see y'all. Yes, I'm loving that. I'm loving that you're bringing forth different chats. So yeah, yes, a quick introduction of who you are and what you bring. Great, Daniela. And Apurva, it's an introduction to the person you might need in an elevator. Yeah, you might meet them in an elevator and you only have a certain number of floors. How are you going to get them interested really, really quickly? And why do you think you need an elevator pitch no matter what? Why do y'all think you need an elevator pitch no matter what? I can tell you from my experience, you need an elevator pitch because you never know who you're going to meet. You could be sitting on a plane next to someone who can give you a big job, a VIP job. You can be meeting someone at a grocery store. I met someone at Whole Foods, and we just got to talking because we both were from Missouri. And then she started asking me questions. Do you know this woman was the CEO of a major corporation? And she started asking me about my book. Bought 1,000 books. That's what an elevator pitch can do for you. So it's being ready at all times, no matter who you're speaking to, weaving it into the conversation, being conversational about it, and not just, hi, my name is Precious Williams. No, but being able to weave it in and get them interested in you. That's why you need an elevator pitch, no matter what. Next slide. So here are some essentials of a basic pitch. So when we talk about basic, we're setting a certain foundation for you to be able to pitch, right? And so for me, when I think about getting on the elevator, and I told you I'm a 13-time national champion, when you get on there, what can you say in 4 floors? Floor 1, who are you? Who are you? What's your name? What's your name? Why should I want to know you? Floor 2, what do you do? And that means, what do you do better than anyone else? than anyone else. Floor 3, what makes you unique? What is your secret sauce? Why should I want to rock with you? Floor 4, how do you do it and who does it affect? Basically, who do you work with and why? What challenges do you solve? What problems do you solve? And how do you do it? Does that make sense for everyone? I'd love to see in the comments, one, if this makes sense to you all, that what an elevator pitch is and learning the basics of a pitch. I'd like to see some ones in the comments. Also, on top of everything, yeah, I see y'all. On top of everything, we often think we need to be perfect to give a pitch. Like your hair has to be perfect, your clothes have to be perfect. Not true. I've done some of my biggest deals with no makeup on and just walking out and about, always being curious about what's going on in the world. I see y'all. I see y'all. Does it have to be in that order? No. Madeline, no. You want to have these as your basics. So they can be in reverse order. I'm going to actually give you a pitch that got me on Shark Tank, and you tell me what order did I do it in. Would y'all like to hear my pitch that got me on Shark Tank? All right. So I want to see a 2 in the comments, or yes, yes. If you want to hear my pitch that got me on Shark Tank. Now, this is an abbreviated pitch, right? It's abbreviated. So it's not the long, and when you do Shark Tank, it's 45 minutes. I want you to know that. You're in Sony Picture Studios. It's 45 minutes from beginning to end. So just so y'all know. So this is part of my pitch that got me on Shark Tank season 8 in 2016. Ladies, it's Valentine's Day, and you finally met the man of your dreams. You know what time it is. It's time to find some sexy, sexy, sexy lingerie to set the mood off nicely. But you weigh over 200 pounds. What's a big girl in the city supposed to do? This is New York, right? Well, if you're anything like me, then you went to Victoria's Secret and you found out that they don't even make a bra in your size. So then you went to Ashley Stewart and Lane Bryant and you didn't really like the selection. Finally, as a last resort, you went to Macy's where your choices were black, beige, and white. Again, what's a big girl in the city supposed to do? Well, that's why I created Curvy Girls Lingerie. At Curvy Girls Lingerie, we're the ultimate shopping experience for full-figure divas and plus-size fashionistas. So let me be clear. You're probably wondering, how many women out there look like me, over 200 pounds, and can actually get a man? There are over 40 million women size 14 or larger in the United States, just like me, and we all want pretty underwear. And it's just too bad the most mainstream lingerie companies don't create any products for women my size. So that's where my company, Curvy Girls Lingerie, comes in, celebrating the beauty of curvy women in all that we do. Now, I know another question, Sharks, you want to ask me. How are we making money? Where them dollars at? Where them dollars at? I'm about to share it with you on our interactive and innovative website. Then we have stylists all over the country. We created our own direct sales model like Avon and Mary Kay. We created our own direct sales model where women are literally buying into the company to sell our lingerie to their network. In addition to that, we go on a nationwide tour. Every quarter, we go to 4 different cities. And that's how we were able to make over 6 figures in less than 6 months. So do know, Sharks, I think you want to get up on this right where we are. My name is Precious Williams. The name of my company is Curvy Girls Lingerie, and you ought to take us on the ride of a lifetime. I promise you, we are the female MacGyvers of business. Thank you. So it was part of my pitch. My pitch was a lot longer than that. So what did y'all think of that pitch? And you can hear it's more of an investor pitch because you talk more about money, you talk more about all those sort of things. But being able, when I tell you I was pitching, Mr. Wonderful had to clutch himself. Mark Cuban was like, "You go, girl," because I had the whole Beyonce thing coming in. I said, "Okay, ladies, now let's get in formation." The door opened. My models came out modeling their lingerie and just looking all cute. Damon John, drip, drip, came through dripping, drip, drip, had the diamonds and everything. And then Robert Herjavec said to me, "Watching you is like watching a master at their craft," because I get theatrical with it. I don't play to the, "Hi, I'm Precious Williams. My company is Curvy Girls Lingerie." No, I go hard in the paint, like Jordan 96, 97, back to back. So let me know in the comments, y'all, what did y'all think of that pitch? I was only part of it because I went in. Next slide, please. So when we talk about a basic pitch, who you are, what do you do, basically who do you serve, secret sauce, how do you do it, powerful call to action. Now we're going to take it. Yes, I love it, y'all. Keep it coming. Let me know how y'all felt about that pitch. But I really, really now want to get into how to take your pitch into overdrive. Number one, you have to know your why. So for many of us, if you are trying to get a job interview, trying to start a new company, trying to get your nonprofit off the ground, what is your why? You have to know it cold. Why did I start Perfect Pitches by Precious? I was tired of women, especially women executives, entrepreneurs, and speakers, being afraid to ask for what they wanted, being able to go after who they wanted. Do you know what it's like to be on a movie set with Hollywood actors? Do y'all know what that's like? I do. I shot a movie in a glass mansion in Malibu. I shot a movie in Milan, Italy, and in New York City. I've been on top business shows around the world. And yes, I'm a Black woman. I didn't sleep my way there. I worked my way there. And when people heard me pitch, they could see the difference in how I pitch versus anyone else. So why did you start what you're doing in the first place? Why are you good at poetry? Why are you good at this particular nonprofit? Who does it really serve? How do you, why? Why are you so interested in this? Why is this your passion? Who do you want to help and why? Not just who you work with. Who do you want to help? Why? Is this a vanity thing or is it you really want to help them? What is it that most people don't know about this group that you know and why they need help? Why are you the person to handle this particular challenge? Why? You know why I am? Because I grew up with parents who didn't want me and my mother almost beat me to death on November 18th, 1991. I shouldn't be here. I'm alive. I shouldn't be here. I was told I was ugly, stupid. My nose was broken. I was cut with glass. I was beaten almost to death. But you know why I'm here? Because my purpose wasn't over. At 15 years old, my grandparents stepped in to raise me. And because they did, I'm here today to help other women and men reach their destiny. You have to reach your destiny, but you have to know your why. My why is I want to see women fly higher than their wildest dreams in business, in their personal lives, and in everything that they do. You can have what you want. Trust me, you can have it. I never thought that me being a ghetto girl from St. Louis would be in New York City right now. I never thought it. I have a spacious 2-bedroom apartment in New York City. When I tell you you can have it, you can have it. Next slide. Master your story. If you notice in my pitch to Shark Tank, you have to set a scene. I said Valentine's Day. I want you all to set a scene in the audience's mind of where you want them to go. You can say, picture it, Sicily, 1922. Y'all weren't even around and neither was I. But set the story in their mind. Get them enrolled in where you want to take them. Get them enrolled. Let's do it. You have to be bold and unexpected. I don't show up unless I'm coming to show out. You heard me? You have to be on brand. My brand is hot pink, white, and gold and craziness. See, pink and purple. Not supposed to match, but I did it anyway because I want to stand out. And you have to know and study your audience. Who are you speaking to? Who are you speaking to? Are you speaking to donors? Are you speaking to superiors that may be at the place you want to work at? All these things matter. All these things matter. So become a master storyteller and get it out there. Next slide. Can you captivate and titillate? Number one, you have to be somebody nobody thought you could be. No one thought that the hood girl from St. Louis would be where I am today on first name basis with Hollywood people. Living in Santa Monica and filming in Malibu. People didn't know that was possible, and neither did I. I'm somebody I never thought I could be. So you want to grab your audience's attention in the first 10 seconds. I wrote a book called Bad Bitches and Power Pitches for women entrepreneurs and speakers only. People told me no one would buy the book. Do you know it was the #1 bestseller? I had a billboard in Times Square. You don't have to listen to people who've never done what you're trying to do. Listen to the people who've already done it and can share with you real knowledge. Bring your passion, your energy, and your intensity to the table. It would destroy everyone else. I promise you. If you bring that fire, that passion, I'm here for you. I'm ready to do this for you. If you are low income, disenfranchised, we're here for you. That's why we did this today, because you could have what you want. You don't have to listen to your naysayers. You can listen to that voice on the inside that says, I'm freaking going to do this and I'm going to do it well. You don't have to be Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg. You can be Precious Williams. You can be Kaylin So. You can be Emily Hahn. You can be Required. You can be all of us. We're doing something that's extraordinary. That's what you do in an elevator pitch. You captivate and titillate. Next slide. Okay, so is that the next slide? I'm sorry. Okay, so we're coming towards the end of our presentation. I didn't want to take up too much of your time, but if you really want to learn how to pitch to prospects or pitch to, places that you want to interview at, if you want to turn LinkedIn to your cash cow and start pitching to media outlets about this new project, this new thing you're working on, then I want you to go to this website, www.perfectpitchesbyprecious.com/quiz. I have a free, yes, free, $0, 0 cents, a free 6-question quiz that will teach you how to start perfecting your pitch. How do you get started on your pitch? And if you want to have access to that, go to that website today and go kill it. Go kill it. It has algorithms that will tell me how to do that for you. Next slide. Okay, okay. So, and if you want to have an opportunity to work with me in a 2-hour laser focused coaching session, you need help with your pitch, you need help really making sure that it's in you and you can do it for the world. You can take me up on my 2-hour laser focused coaching session. The link is right there in the comments. I know y'all gonna let them know where the link is. I will show you how to start your pitch off right with a bang and in with fireworks. And then, just answer your burning questions. So that's a 2-hour laser focused coaching session. At the bottom in pink, you can see where the link is. Next slide. Here's my contact information. Please take a picture, and yeah, you'll get this. You should be able to get this sent to you. If I said anything today that resonated with you, if I said anything today, I want you to go on social media and I want you to shout me out. I want you to say what you learned from this in this short, brief time. What did you learn from the killer pitch master, Precious Williams? And how are you going to implement that in your journey? I want to thank you all for giving me the opportunity to share my talent, my gift with you. And if there's no other slides, or next slide. Again, here's another way to get in contact with me. I thank you all so much. I want you to make the rest of your day awesome and great, and let's go kick it. I'm done.
Thank you so much, Precious Williams, for giving a lecture and being so inspiring. This was such a great lecture, and we really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you all. And if you learned anything, please go to social media. Give me the social proof. Social proof is important today, to know that I'm talking to young people and y'all care enough to write to me. Thank you all so much.
So before we leave, we will be having a 10-minute Q&A session, so feel free to drop in any questions you have in the Q&A box, and Precious will be answering your questions.
Yes.
So before we start the session, I just want to thank everyone for coming, and thank you, Precious, for giving us an amazing lecture on elevator pitches.
Thank you so much.
Of course. And we will be sending out the recording of all of our 3 workshops in the next 2 days to those who fill out the feedback form. So the feedback form will be sent an hour after the last workshop on Thursday. And Emily can drop the link in the chat for the tiny URL, and you can start filling it out right now. If not, stay for the Q&A session and feel free to drop in any questions you have.
And feel free, if it's not a question, maybe it's a comment, it's free. You just go for it. Go for asking me what you want.
So our first question on the chat box right now for Madeline Jones is, does this apply to writing at all, or how closely?
Yes, it does apply to writing too. I'm a world-class master communicator. So I'm a master of the written and the spoken word. So before I ever pitch, it has to be in written form. and then I have to perfect it. I go into the mirror and practice hundreds of times. The first few times is just to get it in my mind and get comfortable with it. And then the next few times are all about mastering what words will set my pitch on fire. But it's always in written form before I go and do it in verbal form. And also, if you want to reach out on LinkedIn or other social media outlets to reach out to the people you really want to reach out to, you're really pitching. So make sure you got to make sure it counts. Make sure it counts. What do you really want them to know about you? It can't be a long, drawn out thing. You might want something that's quick and dirty, but really makes an impact, right? That's why I wrote the book, Bad Bitches and Power Pitches, for women entrepreneurs and speakers only. It's because I don't want you to think this is a long process. It's not. What it is you want people to immediately want to do something with you, get a meeting with you, or whatever. So you can send something in written form and it still has that power. Okay, Madeline?
Great, thank you, Precious. So our next question is, how do you break down what to include or exclude in our elevator pitch by Jay Chen?
Hi, Jay Chen. So really that comes with time. Honestly, that comes with time. So when I start writing pitches and I start working with my clients, I write long form. And when we meet and I start cutting, I start long and then cut versus starting short and then having to expand. So I write out everything I want to get out, everything I want to get out about myself, what I think, what I think their pain points are, how they're going to solve it and stuff like that. This is what I do for my clients. And then I'll make a rough draft. I'll send it to them, have them cut it up some more. We talk about it. And then after we talk about it, I start cutting, because I need it to be so clear and concise, but I also want to make sure it's powerful. So start long. Don't censor yourself when you're doing your first pitch. Don't censor. Just go through it. Just everything that's in your mind. Just get it all out there. Do a brain dump. And then over time, you'll start to see what's necessary and what's not.
Great, thank you. An anonymous attendee asked, what school did you go to?
I went to Spelman College, Georgetown University Law Center, and Rutgers School of Law in Newark, New Jersey.
Law school, wow, that's intense.
I'm a former attorney, definitely.
Cool. Another question from an anonymous attendee is, so basically an elevator pitch is someone you might meet or talking about yourself. So how was the Shark Tank about you?
Oh, it was so incredible to talk about my first company, Curfew Girls Lingerie. And what I learned is when you change your language, you change the game. If I said I was doing a lingerie company for plus size women, no one would have cared because no one really thinks about plus size women in a positive light. But when I said full figure divas and plus size fashionistas, they were just like, Jigga who? Jigga what? They were like, wow, we've never heard it said like that. And it's almost like internally I'm a rapper. Like I got bars. I truly got bars. I just can't rap. Like I'm no Drake. I'm no Nicki Minaj. I'm no Cardi B. I'm no Megan Thee Stallion, but I can write for them. Trust and believe that I've written for rappers. So it's not even like I'm not schooled in this game. I just can't, I don't have I can speak it. I just can't, go get my Drake on. And so when I was on Shark Tank, the one thing they kept saying to me is, you are truly masterful at speaking. Like you had our attention. You took a pause because I always want to pause. Like I want them all eyes on me. Like Tupac, I want all eyes on me. And then I'm about to kill it right now. I'm about to kill it. And when I say hashtag slay all competition, that's what I'm talking about. Slay them all. I'm not afraid of anybody when it comes to speaking. No, I don't care if it's Les Brown, Lisa Nichols, Tony Robbins. I'll be like, bring it. I'm ready. Been doing this 25 years. I'm ready. Bring them to me. I'm ready. To be the best, you got to beat the best. And I'm ready all times.
Great. So moving on to our next question. Do you have any tips to spice up your LinkedIn in order to attract investors or potential partners?
Yes. So LinkedIn is a great, I don't know who that is. Maybe you're anonymous, but the great thing about LinkedIn is that you control so much on such a free platform. So when you are seeking investors or you want them to pay attention to your LinkedIn profile, what do you think they most want to pay attention to? They want to pay attention to traction. They want to pay attention to who's in your network. They want to pay attention to what is so special about you. I want you to take the time to figure that out. I always tell young people and even people my age, you should have 150 reasons why somebody should invest in you, want to work with you, want to hire you, or want to promote you. How do you get to 150 reasons? The first 10 or 15 you do on your own. Then I want you to start asking people in your network, why do they love you? Why do they care about you? Not your family, but real people who are like mentors, who you've worked with or whatever. And they'll start filling in the gaps that you can't fill out for yourself. You don't see yourself the way other people see you. And so when you get really clear on why people are working with you, love you, want to protect you, want to push you, you put all of that into 150 reasons. The top 10 or 15 you want to feature on your LinkedIn profile in different ways, right? So in where they ask for media, start posting pictures of yourself doing what it is that you do, or whatever it is about your company. It could be your logo and stuff like that. Keep it freshly updated. Also on your LinkedIn profile, when you update, put the date that you're updating it, so they know that it wasn't done yesterday. It might have been done a month ago, but they can see that, okay, so there's in that month, there's something that I need to know that she needs to update, right? So you want to keep it fresh. You want to keep it funky, but also keep the date on there so that they know not only is she or he keeping it funky and moving forward, their media part is on point. When you're doing your experience section and you're doing your, lack of a better term, synopsis, make them different. Make them different. One can focus on, the product or service you're trying to introduce, or the book. The other one is really more about you and what they need to know about you. What have you overcome in life? What have you done? And it's not a sob story, because I said overcome, not where you are. And you have to live in your vision, not your reality. That's why I can tell you that when my mother was almost beating me to death, the only reason I stayed alive is because I knew it wasn't over, and that I was going to make her a believer. If I live long enough, you're going to believe that the one you threw away is the one you should have kept. And I promise you, some of y'all are going through some hard situations. Keep the faith. Keep the faith. I forgive my mother now. I forgive her. And you want to know why? 3.5 years ago, I was homeless. 3.5 years ago, the man who inspired my company, Curfew Girls Lingerie, died. I went through a deep grieving process. I couldn't even function. So you're not learning from someone who hasn't been through things. You're learning from someone who literally was homeless years ago. And everything I teach you today is what I use to climb myself out. That's why I spoke at InStyle Magazine, Microsoft, LinkedIn, Google, eBay. I speak at the biggest companies in the world. I'm a corporate trainer. Do you think they cared that I was homeless? No, they cared that I rose above. So you give them something to read about. You give them something to talk about. And that's what you do.
Yes, thank you, Precious. That answered a lot of the questions that we had in our Q&A box, and that it's just very inspiring to hear that you were able to overcome these difficulties and talk to us about it. Like, that's very incredible, and we really appreciate your experience. Moving on to, we'll be answering maybe 2 or 3 more questions, if that's okay with you, Precious. Great.
That's perfectly fine. I just want to make sure I'm on your timetable, Kaylin and Emily.
Right.
Okay.
Our next question is from Saloni Goon. How do you deal with potential investors that listen to your pitch and give you their email but don't respond back?
Persistence beats resistance. Persistence beats resistance. You're in a very difficult time with the pandemic, social unrest, and economic downturn. Keep pressing. And I don't mean pressing every week. Sometimes when you get to a point, just come at them differently every month. Give updates on what you're doing. Keep them involved, keep them abreast of what's going on in your world since that last month you last sent something. If you keep on a steady diet of every month, then going to every other month, your persistence will beat resistance. I promise you. The ones that aren't paying attention now have a lot on their plates, but they can look forward to knowing, you know what, she's going to tell me what else is going on. And when it's the right time, not in your time, but in his time, they're coming for you. Trust.
Yes, for sure. I can definitely relate to that because, yeah, sending a lot of emails and proving that you're very interested in an organization can help you get a position or get a response back sooner or later. Definitely.
Right. And keep updating. Don't just send the same email. Update them. What have you been doing in the last month? What have you been doing in the month before? Keep them updated. That's going to keep you top of mind because they see, oh, she ain't playing. She keeps coming back. She wasn't interested for 3 months. She was interested for 12 months. Oh, wow. They're paying attention for a reason, y'all. They're playing a game with y'all. Trust and believe.
Yes, for sure. So I'll be just combining some questions from an anonymous attendee and Luna Yin. Do you have any tips on being confident and bold when pitching, as well as if you have stage fright, how do you get over it and deliver a good speech?
I have stage fright every time I speak, y'all. I've been doing it 25 years. And like even this, I was like, as I was putting on my makeup and I said, blue eyeliner, teal eyeliner, pink eyebrow, like I don't care. I'm so excited to be me. And when you know you're nervous, you're really excited too because you're doing something that most people are too scared to do. So again, go back to that hashtag 150 challenge. You build confidence by doing it, not before. You conquer fear by taking action. So if this person won't talk to you, if this is not working out, what else can you do? Keep forward with the momentum. You're going to encounter investors you'll never hear from again, but that's life. I've met so many people that I will never see again. And it's okay. You don't know why it's okay? Because the right people are being sent to you. But you keep practicing, Like with speaking, you get bolder the more you do. When I spoke at LinkedIn this year, I was freaked out. Do you know I just became a LinkedIn content creator? They just selected me to be a LinkedIn content creator, which means I'll be doing those videos y'all see on LinkedIn. I also do LinkedIn lives. I create a newsletter that's sent to, like, come on. If I wasn't consistent and persistent, I would not be even before Kaylin and Emily and Rakaya. I wouldn't be here. So stay thirsty on your grind. Stay thirsty, my friends, and keep going. You're going to make mistakes. And anybody who tells you they haven't is lying. You're going to make mistakes. Keep going. And the more you practice, the more you pitch, the better you'll get. I am not the same person that got on MSNBC in 2012 and was ranked one of the top 5 finishes in that pitches in the history of that show. I am not that same girl anymore. I'm 8 years better.
Yes, for sure. So last question before we wrap up the end of this webinar from Daniela. What is your why when you're feeling very lost and dipping your toes in various fields?
My why, I don't really dip in various fields. I focus on pitching and communication skills and public speaking. So I'm only in communications. I'm not in design and everything like that. But my why, I remember my grandmother who took me in at 15 years old when I felt so unwanted and so unloved. And she used to tell me, your talent will make room for you. She said, you're going to know the presidents. She said, they're gonna request you speak. She said, you're gonna be known by big companies. You're gonna be known by colleges and universities. People are gonna look you up long after you're gone and remember Precious Williams. And I didn't believe her. I was like, don't nobody want me now. She said, I want you. She said, I was just waiting my time and I got you. And for 3.5 years, it was perfection. I never worried about where my meal was coming from. My grandmother came to everything I had. I went from being the ugly duckling to being the queen of my high school for an entire year. I had a parade in the city of St. Louis when I was elected Ms. Beaumont 1996, 1997. I graduated as valedictorian as a class. When I walked into high schools and special education classes, how in the world did I become the #1 student in my class? How in the world did I have a full scholarship to Spelman College? How in the world did I have a full scholarship to Georgetown University Law Center? How in the world did I have a full scholarship to Rutgers School of Law, Newark? Why am I the first recipient of the Bill and Melinda Gates Scholarship in 2000? Stop playing with me. That's my why, because I was her why. I was her golden child. I'll be dogged on if I do not rise to the level she saw me at. Every time I speak, I see her, because she saw this. When my billboard went up in Times Square, I cried because I was like, oh my God. I was 5 years old when I knew I would have a billboard. And I was 40 when I got it. So you're not talking to somebody who's just telling you platitudes. You're talking to somebody who really got it in the mud. I got it how I lived. And the people that said I couldn't do it, nobody knows who they are today. So you can focus on them or you can focus on the greatness within you. That's why elevator pitching, media pitching, investor pitching, and speaker pitching is the bomb. You can get more with soft skills of communication. That's why this is this boot camp is for you. Get all you can out of it and let's go kick butt together.
Yes, thank you so much, Precious. And like Angelica said in the chat box, your story is very, very inspiring. And thank you so much for sharing and lecturing us on elevator pitches. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you all so very much. It's been a pleasure.